Will Zillow help sell more real estate in Canada? Hi, I'm Justin Havre with Justin Havre & Associates, a RE/MAX First, and here are some of my thoughts of Zillow entering the Canadian market. Personally, I do not think Zillow will help us sell any more real estate in Canada, and let me tell you why. So let me give you a little bit of background on Zillow. So Zillow is a major real estate portal in the US. And the problem that they solved down in the US is that they did not have a national portal. So what they did is they reached out to all the real estate boards across the US and got them to share their data with Zillow. And they built this massive portal for real estate down in the US. And it is the busiest website for real estate in the United States. Now, where they're going is actually very interesting. So they have an objective where they want to become the marketplace. You know, at first, Zillow was basically selling leads back to real estate agents. So the broker or the real estate agent would basically send their listings to this website. And because of the high traffic that this website would get, the agents had the ability to buy up zip codes where they were working, where they would then basically buy leads that would come in from those zip codes. Now they would get leads on their own listings, but other agents can also get leads on their listing as well if they were paying for that zip code. So, you know, agents would pay anywhere from $50 to upwards of $600 for a single internet lead from Zillow. Now, moving forward to what they're experimenting with today is they're doing instant offers in various markets in the US. And basically what that means is that the consumer can go on to Zillow.com or their Zillow app, and they can basically attempt to sell their house to Zillow. Zillow will make them an offer, obviously with terms and conditions. They will give them what they feel is fair market value, minus all the deductions to repair the home, put in new carpet, new appliances, paint it, fix any and all deficiencies. They will also add in a 6 to 12% service fee as well. And then once Zillow basically takes control of the home or ownership of the home, they will then have the ability to basically market the property owned by Zillow on the Zillow app. So the consumer could simply go, oh, look, there's a property for sale right around the corner. Let's go have a look at it. Because it is a Zillow-owned property, they don't need to call a real estate agent. They can simply use their phone to get access to the property. They can go check it out. If they do like the property, they can then basically submit an offer again through Zillow. And if they need a mortgage, and now this is where Zillow will start to make the money. It's all on all the peripheral services. So they'll sell them a mortgage. And keep in mind, in the US, people, they sign up for 25-year mortgages. Not like up here in Canada where they're 5-year terms typically. So they'll sell them the mortgage. They'll do the title transfer. So they will sell them the title services. They will sell them insurance. They're also testing moving as well. So they have moving companies. So all these peripheral services obviously is meant to make the consumer experience a breeze. Now, that is great and all, but what does that happen to the real estate industry and the real estate agent? Obviously, there's major disruption going on down there. Will they be successful at this? I don't know. You know, obviously, I believe they have about $20 billion that they said that they're going to allocate to this instant offer program. Now, that's a very small fraction of the overall market down in the US. However, if the market changes, will Zillow's strategy change as well? Obviously, if they're going to carry that much in inventory and that much in properties, if the market starts to go for a downturn like we've experienced here in Alberta for the last 4 or 5 years, that could be a very, very risky business model. Now, last year or earlier this year, Zillow started to enter into the Canadian market. They'd been in communication with CREA, the Canadian Real Estate Association, and they inquired to CREA if they could get access to the data feed for Canada. Zillow said, or CREA, sorry, they said, unless you're a brokerage, we will not give you access to our data. Now, they were offered an opportunity to get a DDF feed from CREA, which basically would mean that they could have all the listings in Canada onto their website. But part of the DDF agreement is that if the website vendor acquires a lead on that property provided by CREA, the lead has to go directly back to the real estate agent for free. So that doesn't work with Zillow's business model. So what they've been doing now is they've been really schmoozing with a lot of brokerages across Canada, and what they're basically trying to tell them is that, give us your data feed with all of your listings. We will then promote your listings to the biggest, busiest real estate website in the US. Sounds great, right? But here's my challenge to you. And the problem is we don't have caravans of Americans trying to cross the Canadian border to buy Canadian real estate. It simply isn't happening. So, it's like putting a bunch of bad traffic and bad exposure to your listings, and they're not even going to be buyers for the product that you're going to put onto that website. So that's where I think that model is flawed, when they're pitching the brokerages around the country to give them access to the data. And that is actually the model that they were using in 2011 down in the US, is trying to get the data. But down there, it did make sense because they didn't have a national portal. We have Realtor.ca here in Canada. It's owned and operated by CREA, and all the leads that are generated from the listings on that website go directly back to the real estate agents like myself, and maybe like you if you're a real estate agent, for free. You don't have to pay for it. So we have this very amazing national portal, and Zillow is not going to solve that user experience here in Canada because we already have it. Granted, CREA is also currently stepping up to enhance the user experience on the website. They have announced that they're going to be providing sold data across the country on Realtor.ca, which will add to the user experience among other data filters, as well as other peripheral data services that are going to be uploaded onto Realtor.ca as well. So I don't think that pitch is really going to work here in Canada, that they're going to give our listings more exposure to the US, because I know for myself, being in the marketplace where I'm at, we don't see a lot of Americans buying real estate up here, and I frankly don't think it's going to make a single difference to my business to get my listings exposure to the US buyers on top of what we currently have. Now, I do think that from a business perspective and from an industry, we as real estate agents also need to have a really high awareness of Zillow's attempt to get into our marketplace, and it all starts with them getting access to our data. Also keep in mind, the founder of Zillow was also the founder of Expedia. Let me say that again. The founder of Zillow was also the founder of Expedia and involved in that business model as well. And where are all the travel agents today? Where are they? There are a heck of a lot less of them today than there were before. So is that a threat to our industry? You betcha. Is Zillow right now trying to schmooze all of us that they are not necessarily the bad guy. Well, I'm not saying they're the bad guy, but they're definitely going to have an impact on our industry as a whole if they can do what they want. So I think that we also need to be protective of our data. We don't have the need for a national portal because we already have that here in Canada. Sure, there are things that Zillow can offer down in the US that solved part of their problem, but I don't think that by Zillow entering the Canadian real estate market that they're going to help Canadians sell more real estate than we're currently selling. I don't think that they make a single difference in our marketplace aside from them making a boatload of money trying to sell leads to real estate agents. So that's my take on Zillow. And maybe we should build a wall to keep Zillow out. But they're already here, so we got to play with them. But at the same time, let's all be smart about how we share our data. And I don't think that Zillow is needed in the Canadian real estate market because we already have an amazing free national portal.